Kamaru Usman says that Khamzat Chimaev has it all, but so do I. Look, listen, Kamaru Usman stepping up, flying out to Abu Dhabi. We all have tremendous respect for this man. He's going up against Khamzat Chimaev, a man that nobody really wants to fight. Nobody's calling him out, okay? Even Sean Strickland said to Khamzat Chimaev, "You're better than everybody," when they were training in the gym recently.
Khamzat, understand, you're better than everybody. So just don't hurt people.
And he just might be. He might be that bad guy. He might be the bogeyman. He might be an unbeatable force. But we're going to find out, because Kamaru Usman is going to push him to the absolute limit. Let's look at the resume of Kamaru Usman, okay? A former welterweight champion, defended the belt 5 times. He was known as the pound-for-pound #1 fighter on the planet. But everyone can't stay on top forever. Leon Edwards came along, headshot dead, knocked him out, and then defeated him soundly in the rematch. So a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Kamaru Usman, because he's got to say to the world, hey, listen, I'm not done. I'm not over. I'm going nowhere. I'm going to be the middleweight champion of the world, because that's the icing on the cake. If he gets the victory, he gets to fight Sean Strickland. And as we know, he's beaten him before. So there's a lot of motivation here for Kamaru Usman. Not just the gigantic fight purse that he's no doubt probably going to get pay-per-view points, and then gets to fight Sean Strickland for the middleweight championship, but also his self-respect as a man. Now, all that said and done, he knows that he's got a very, very tough fight on his hands. And here is what he had to say about Khamzat. He said, he's very skilled, he's strong, he's big, he's fast, he can wrestle, he can grapple, he can strike. He has everything. But so do I. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. Everybody feels invincible until somebody comes in and pokes that balloon. Pokes the balloon. Not the best choice of words there. I'm not sure what he's getting at. Pokes the balloon, beats him, deflates him, takes the wind out of his sails. Whatever you want to call it, he's got a point, okay? When you're undefeated, you feel invincible. I hate to bring it up, but I was undefeated once. I was 15-0, undefeated, fought very good competition, and I felt invincible, right? But there's nothing like getting knocked out unconscious at UFC 100 in front of the whole world to take the wind out of your sails, to poke the balloon a little bit. But still, we're not talking about me, we're talking about Usman. Now, he's got a tough fight on his hands for sure, okay? How's this fight going to play out? We don't know. But Alexander Volkanovski, the man in the main event, he's got a theory. Here's what he said. He said, I think it's going to be a good stand-up fight. I've never seen Usman in scrambles. He's hard to take down. He's good in those positions, and he's strong. Chimaev, he's big. I know a lot of people say that he fights at welterweight as well, but I think he's more of a middleweight, and Usman is a solid welterweight. Now, yeah, that's right. They both fought at welterweight, but Chimaev is the bigger guy, and he has the momentum right now. And as I said, he is undefeated, so the balloon hasn't been poked, for want of a better word. But if we look at the stats, okay, if we look at the stats here, let's take a look at this, right? Some very, very interesting stuff. And there's one thing that stats don't show, and I'll get to that in just a second. But if we look here, the tail of the tape, okay, wins and losses 23 to 20-3 to the 12-0 for Khamzat Chimaev. Average fight time 17 minutes for Usman, 5 minutes for Khamzat. 5 minutes. That's because he ragdolls everybody, okay? That's just how he is. That's why he has this fearsome reputation. The height, 6 foot and 6'2" for Khamzat. Weight, 170, 185. 76-inch reach for Usman, 75 for Khamzat. Slight advantage, but it's not much. You got to remember, when you do the reach, it's a wingspan from tip to tip of your finger. I've got to do like that. So realistically, in terms of when you're standing in a shot, it's half an inch. So it's not really an advantage there. Let's be honest. Stances, switch stances to the orthodox. You never know. That might create some problems for Khamzat Chimaev. He's a great wrestler. He's been around forever. But has he learned the nuances, the finer details of how to beat somebody that switches stances? Has he spent a lot of time fighting southpaws? The reality is, the more fights you have, that's when you learn to do that stuff. The more camps you prepare for a southpaw or an orthodox guy, you get better at that. So at 12-0, maybe he hasn't encountered that problem just yet. Date of birth, who cares? Usman's older, 1987 to 94, so 6 years older. Now here's the good stuff, okay? Significant strikes. 4.46 per minute for Usman, 7.30 per minute for Chimaev. So he's much, much busier on the feet. He's got better accuracy as well, 59% to 52%. We see that there. Strikes absorbed per minute, or higher for Khamzat, 3.98, so pretty much 4 to 2.75. So he gets hit more, so his defense isn't as good. The defense, as I say, 41% to 54% on the side of Kamaru Usman. Now, that's an important factor. 4-ounce gloves. These are big men. They can hit hard. I mean, look at the knockout of Kamaru Usman over Jorge Masvidal. That was a beautiful right hand. Separated him from consciousness. The moment he connected, he was taking a nap on the bloody shoulder of Kamaru Usman for a split second there. Now we get to the good stuff as well. Grappling. This is going to be significant. Takedowns average for 15 minutes. 2.96 for Usman. 3.98 for Chimaev, right? They're both very good wrestlers, and there is a good possibility. Even Dana White said when he announced this that it's probably going to be a stalemate in that regard. But you never know. With Khamzat being younger, fresher, maybe stronger, that might be a determining factor. Takedown accuracy, very close, 57 to 45. Then we get to takedown defense. These numbers here are off the damn charts, just like my contact lenses are. I can't see a goddamn thing right now. The takedown defense, 100% on the side of Khamzat Chimaev, 97% for Kamaru Usman, okay? So they're both stellar wrestlers. They've both got incredible takedown defense. That is ridiculous. Submissions, 3.5 for Khamzat, 0.1 for Usman. Non-existent. All right, all that said, look at this. This is very, very important now. Most recent fights. I'm having a fight with my bloody contact lens. My God, I've got to wear glasses. Okay, so on the side of Usman, last 5 fights. Leon Edwards, Colby Covington, Masvidal, Gilbert Burns. Compare that to Khamzat Chimaev. Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns, Li Jingliang, Gerald Meerschaert, Rhys McKee. Okay? I don't have to point it out to you. Usman has fought the tougher competition. That is an absolute fact. Rhys McKee's a great fighter from Belfast. No shame to him. Gerald Meerschaert, he knocked him out with 1 punch. Li Jingliang, tough guy. Made short work of him. Gilbert Burns, see that one there? He pushed Khamzat to the absolute limit. And Kamaru, with respect to Gilbert, wiped the floor with Gilbert Burns. So I wouldn't be that confident in thinking that Khamzat Chimaev is just going to ragdoll him. Now, one stat that they don't have on there, that they don't really measure, is speed. I think when you look at Khamzat Chimaev, the speed is going to be a determining factor here as well. That's going to be a big difference, okay? Speed kills. The faster guy, if it does play out on the feet, the reach are similar, competitions in the favor of Usman, but the speed, without question, is on the side of Khamzat Chimaev. I thought, with respect to the Nigerian Nightmare, I'm a big fan of the guy. He's a wonderful human being and a Hall of Famer. What a career he had. Against Leon Edwards last time out, he looked a little slower. And maybe that's because, as I said in another video, that there was a bit of psychological damage from getting his head knocked off almost last time out. When you get knocked out and you've got to step back in there straight away, right, there can be lasting damage. You can be a little gun shy. That's the term that they use. So maybe that's why. But I think when you just look at the strikes, when you see Khamzat Chimaev hitting pads, the speed of the man and the confidence. When you're undefeated, when the balloon hasn't been poked, you're confident. And that confidence allows you to commit to strikes, okay? Coming up to 185, another factor for Khamzat. He hasn't got those strenuous weight cuts. Remember, against Kevin Holland, I think it was, he missed weight by 7 pounds. He was supposed to fight Nate Diaz, missed by 7 pounds, fights Kevin Holland. Ragdolls Kevin Holland, let's be honest. He's the bad guy, flips everybody off. They went to touch gloves, shoots a double leg on him, and takes care of him real quick. But he hasn't had to push himself. He hasn't had to kill himself. He hasn't had to drain himself and suck himself dry in a sauna. That will help his conditioning, okay? So who wins this fight when it's all said and done? They are just 2 human beings. All the records and accolades are on the side of Kamaru Usman, and Khamzat Chimaev. Yes, he's proven. Yes, he's been tested, but not to the level of a Kamaru Usman. Okay, so let me know in the comment section who you think wins this fight. I think the fact that the big wrinkle in this is that the winner gets to fight Sean Strickland for the belt. The motivation is off the charts for both men. It's going to be a sensational fight. UFC 294. Cannot wait for this one. Very, very excited. By the way, Saturday morning, I'm going to be doing a live. I will do a live for the prelims, so come along and join in for that one. I'll schedule that soon so you can join in and set yourself a reminder. And there it is. By the way, if you're around, not UFC 294, Tales from the Octagon 2. I'm doing another show in London, December 14th and 16th in London at the O2 Arena at the Indigo. On the 16th, Saturday night, I'll be at the Apollo Theatre in Manchester. Tales from the Octagon 2. We'll be telling some jokes. We'll be having a laugh. I'll be joined on stage by Tom Aspinall and Scotland's Paul Craig. So if you want a ticket, get yourself to myticket.co.uk and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. All the best. Take care.